Welcome to Peacevision. We are a portal for positive change, and today the change we're talking about has to do with you and your pets. And with me is the author J.L. Robb, and also the subject of one of his books, Scott Fine. Welcome, gentlemen.
Hi, John. Glad to be here.
Thank you.
In a nutshell, what we're talking about today is malpractice in the veterinary world. Unfortunately, Scott had an awful incident where he lost his beloved dachshund, Joey. And it really was an incident that didn't need to happen and shouldn't have. And Scott wrote a book about, or Jerry wrote a book about Scott. And then I got involved and they asked me if I'd be interested in doing a film, which I said, we'd love to shed a light with this documentary on what's happening. So the three of us are kind of teaming up for those that have no voice, which is all of our pets, to let people know not just the bad apples that are out there, but what to watch out for to protect your pets moving forward. And to that end, what advice have you got for us today, Scott?
Well, I think a great source of information is Jerry's book, and he can tell you more about it, but it contains I believe, over 40 different stories from the human victims of veterinary incompetence, veterinary malpractice. And many of them have a lesson ingrained within them, learn from these experiences and better advocate for your own companion animals. So the entire point of Jerry's book was not to elicit sympathy because of a bunch of hard luck stories. We want to educate people. This is what happened to these people. If you're a pet parent, please, retain this information for when you, engage with your own veterinarian. And Jerry can speak to the book more as far as that goes.
Well, Jerry, go ahead. And also, we want to let people know what we're doing in the future in terms of getting this documentary, and we do need help. We need some donations to make this happen. And you can do so by visiting your site, right, Scott? And there's a donation page there?
Correct. Anybody that would like to help support this effort can go to joeyslegacy.org/donate. And it's very easy to make a donation, and we'd absolutely appreciate your support.
And just so people know what they're donating to, the idea is to come up with a feature-length documentary on this topic and to shed light about what's really happening in the veterinary world, which is not so great. Not that there aren't some great vets out there, but apparently this industry is being governed by members who are also vets and therefore seemingly protect their own and don't necessarily protect our animals first. So we want to let people know not only what's happening, but what they can do about it. And one way of doing that is to support this documentary. Jerry, heartfelt assignment for you. You spent quite a bit of time researching this. What have you found?
Well, I found that there are 40 stories in this book. Each chapter after the fourth is a story that is actually written by the victim. Those stories have not been proofed or edited. It shows all their emotions. And one of the common emotions that I've found, and what I hope people that will watch the documentary and read the book will see, is there's severe guilt in their contents. It's like, well, I wish I hadn't have given my dog a rabies shot, or I wish I hadn't done this, or I wish I hadn't done that. And the people in some ways feel like they are responsible for the death of their animals, which they really are not. Like everybody, like you, me, anyone that has a pet that goes to the veterinarian, they have our total trust. And most of the time, they're worthy of that total trust. One of the things I've learned, though, is the cover-up. When you take your dog in or your cat in to have their teeth cleaned, and you never see them again alive, and they say, well, I'm sorry, your dog died on the table while we were cleaning their teeth, had a heart attack. And you go out and do an autopsy and find out that, no, they didn't have a heart attack. They had too much anesthesia and it killed them. Most people could take that if that was the story they heard, but it's this cover up that some of the veterinarians do. They doctor their notes. One of the reasons that Scott's organization is so good is because they will look at those notes and they can tell if they've been doctored. But it's been quite an experience. I found out that 77% of Americans have at least one pet. There are more dog owners than cat owners, but this book I've written has got stories of people that have horses, dogs, cats, birds, you name it. And every one of them has had a tragic and sad ending, of which a lot of these victims, the people that suffered it, and then paid the exorbitant prices to the veterinarian that killed their dog or their cat. And it is a heartbreaking. I wish I could tell people this is a happy book, but it's not. But it's going to be happier by the time we finish all this.
And it's an important book to let people know, once again, what to look out for and how to protect their family's pet. So once again, we want to go to joeyslegacy.org, and you can purchase the book there, and you can also make a donation to the feature film that's in progress. Gentlemen, thank you so much. Appreciate you being with us today on Peacevision.
Thank you, John. Appreciate it.
Thank you.